If you like selling products, services, or even software online, you're going to find this software very, very exciting. Now, we have had WooCommerce, StudioCart, and SureCart, but this software is really, really exciting. Now, this is just a quick overview because it's on a demo website. It also has quite a lot of products. So the real thing I really want to test here is the speed, because that's what I've been struggling with whenever I used WooCommerce as my solution for selling products and services online. And I tell you what, the speed is amazing. Now, I actually had to speak to the CEO of FluentCart. I mean, these are the makers of Fluent CRM as well. And it was amazing how they managed to solve the speed issue. Now let's dive in and let me show you. So over here, we are on this main desktop here. So this gives you an overview of what is happening. So you can see here, we have 33 products, we have drafts here, active coupons, and so on. But what I like here is when I put my mouse over here, it's actually giving me some data. Look at that. You see how it's telling me I'm on 76,000 now? I mean, that's pretty cool. Now, over here on the right, we have our recent activities. I mean, I like this because I can see at a glance what is happening. So it has all, it has today, it has yesterday, it has this week. So there's a lot of data here that is being put together, which is also useful for a store owner, which is what I really like. Now, further down here, you can see we have our recent orders, unfulfilled orders. And then further down, we also have our order heat map. So at a glance, you can actually tell where majority of your customers are coming from. And there's a little dial here. You can actually play around with this and this will update. Now, bear in mind that this is not the beta version yet, but it has quite a lot of information, but if you do see some glitches, it just means that this is not the final version. So bear with me. All right, so over here, we also have this little graph here. It also shows me in a graph format. So you can see we have United States, Germany, United Kingdom, which is pretty cool. And over here, if I click that, it downloads all that data, which again is fantastic. All right, so let's head over back here. So when you take a look at the top here, it's just giving me straight access to what I need. And in terms of the UI, I think this is really good. So if I click here on orders, it's just telling me all the orders, and it's also giving me an idea of how it was purchased. This is Stripe and PayPal. And if I want to drill down, I can actually come over here and take a look at completed, processing, on hold, or even paid. But you know what's really exciting here is when I come over here to the advanced filter, I can now add my parameters here. So let's say order property. I can say order status, and I can just search by order status. Customer property, I could say, first name, email, last name, whatever it is. Labels, I can also come over here and filter by labels. So now let's go with status. So with status here, I can choose and say completed. And just like that, we have our completed items here. Now, did you see how fast that happened? I want you to notice that when I click something, everything is just snappy, and this is a lot of data so far that is in this database. And you know what the CEO also told me? They tried this with hundreds and thousands of products on their service, and it was still super fast. And you know what's even more amazing? This is actually self-hosted. It's not using a third-party server or taking a lot of resources. This is actually hosted on your actual website. All right, so let's continue on. So here are the customers. Again, I also have my filters. So if I come over here to add properties, I can say order property, purchase count. So let's say I want to drill down and see how many people purchased a certain product. So I'm going to say, let's say greater than 6, someone that is people that have purchased more than 6 products, and then say apply. So you'll see now, wow, okay, Mabel, 9 products, 9, 8, 7, you see? And it's just super fast. I really, really like this. Okay, so we also have our products here. It gives me the product list. I can also go to the advanced filter, and over here, I can go to order property, order count, and I can do the same thing. We also have reports here. Now, I'm going to come back to the reports because this area here is really, really game changing. So Of course, when you run an online store website, you want to see how easy it is to set up a product. And that's what I'm going to show you next. So let's create a product here and see how fast we can do that. So I'm going to come over here to products, and then I'm going to create a new product. Boom. All right. So product title, I'm just going to say my Mac products. I know I'm not creative with that. So look at that. We have a choice between a physical product or a digital product. I really, really like that. But anyway, you know what? Let's just go ahead and click on add. I want to see how easy this is. Fantastic. So here we have a short description. Boom. We have also a long description. Okay. So now that I've added my short and long description, let's see what else I can do here. So I can upload my media. I guess maybe it'll be easier if they say maybe product image. Maybe that could be better. Okay, let's upload it from our computer. I'm gonna hit select files and let's have a look here at the downloads. Okay, let's upload this bag. Okay, so that's gonna be my product. I'm gonna go ahead and say, use this media. All right, great. So we have that now. And I can see here, we also have the ability of going in and adding more colors or even like more angles of the same product, which is fantastic. All right, so let's go down here. So over here, you can see we have simple pricing and we also have sample variations, but I'm going to keep things very simple, but at least that option is there. All right. So now the price. So I'm going to say $199 and compare at price. Let's go $299. All right, great. So with this now, and I found this also pretty cool. If I activate this, can you see now? It's asking me for cost per item. So let's say it costs me $99 to make this bag, right? Now it's calculating my margins and my profit. Look at that. Now for me, I know it may not seem like a big deal to you, but for me, I like that. I like these type of figures. So at least I know my margin is 50% and my profit is 100. I like that. Next, we also have our inventory management. So if I activate this, I can go in and enter my stock here, and so on. And then over here, download assets. This is for your digital products, but you know what? And just a little bit of something that can add here is to remove this downloadable assets for physical products. Let this appear on a digital product. I think that will be really cool. But anyway, that's a small thing. All right, over here now, we have our product organizer. So this is where we have our product category. So we can click on this drop down and then choose the category here. So let's just say, it's not shoes anyway, so I'll leave that. But if I want to add my category, I can just add my category by saying bags. Now, so far, so good. It looks like everything is, pretty straightforward, right? Over here, product types, I'm gonna come over here. There's no data, but I can add my product type, shipping class, and so on. Typical what you get from an online store website or software. All right, excellent. So now that I have all this done, we also have the ability now to publish it or schedule it, which is brilliant. Okay, so let's hit publish. And with that, I can actually click on this eye icon here straight away. And this is going to show me the product. You know what happened here? I know it looks crazy. Let me fix that. I know what happened. So what needs to be done is I need to hit update first. And then if I come over here and refresh, this should be fine. There we go. That almost gave me a heart attack, but I'd done that before and it didn't show up. Anyway, that's what I had to do. Okay, here the font hasn't updated, but that's a small thing too. I mean, we're going to find all these small things. I'm more of a perfectionist. That's why I want these things to work, but it's not even the beta version yet. So we just have to be patient. Okay, so let's see the experience now. What happens when we say add to cart? So boom. Look at that. It has a slide out. Wow. I love this. This is fantastic. I mean, for my first look at FluentCart, this is fantastic. Okay, so with this here, I can go in, I can delete that product. I can just add, and the quantity has been updated and the cart has been updated as well, which is brilliant. So I can view the cart or checkout. So why don't we check out and see what the checkout page looks like? Okay, fantastic. It has pretty much all the information we need here, and I can place the order. If I have a coupon code, I can just click on here, apply coupon code, and boom, I'm in. So creating a product is very, very, very easy. All right, so how about digital products? So it may be that you want to sell digital products, because I saw something in here where it has licenses, and it is right here. You see that? Licenses. Let's create a new product. So I'm going to go back to my products here like that. And this time it's going to be a digital product. So product title, let's call this SiteKrafter, because you know what? I have a DV5 framework. Okay, so SiteKrafter Pro, and this time we're going to go digital and then click on add product. Okay, so with that description, okay, there we go. I'm just going to add my description there. But you know what could be cool is if I can create my product and then have my own sales page. I don't know if that feature is there yet, but that's what I would like to see. Anyway, right, so I've entered all my information here, which is brilliant. The pricing is, let's go with 169 and compare price 199. Okay, I don't need the managed profit and whatever. I'm going to leave that as it is. And then over here on downloadable assets, this is where I'm going to add my product. So it's asking me to choose a variant, SiteKrafter Pro. Okay, brilliant. And then the URL. Okay, you know what? There's a few files in here. I'm just going to use the existing one. It doesn't really matter. But as you can see, I can just drag and drop it over here, which is easier if it's on my desktop or in my downloads folder. Okay, boom. I've added my digital product there. Now I'm going to hit save. Okay, so how do we... Okay, I can add my image here, product category, software. How about that? And what else? Product types. Okay, I'm gonna leave that as it is. All right, so now that I have this, I'm gonna hit update for now so that everything is all saved. Now look at this. I have upgrade paths. This is really, really amazing. Now here, I don't have any path, but I could add my upgrade path over here. And on the right here, it's also asking me, it's showing me that there's more actions, so I can do a quick preview. So let's do that. Okay, there we go. So I have it here as a quick preview, which is fantastic. So back over here now, let's go to integration. So I guess this is where you can integrate this with, let's say, Fluent CRM, since these are the same makers of this email marketing platform. So I guess this would make a lot of sense, because if someone purchases, then you can send an email and follow up sequence. Okay, now let's go to license settings. So if I enable this, look at that. Activation limits, I want to say 3. And, I can set this to lifetime. I can set it to years, months, whatever it is. So let's say this is a yearly one. Version number, so it's on 6.1.4. License key prefix, boom. Okay, so that's the file. It's a WordPress plugin. Look at that. So I can add the README text URL here, the banner URL, the PHP version. This is really, really cool. So I'm just going to disable that, because I'm not going to spend too much time doing that, to be honest. So now that I have done that, by the way, we also have dark mode. Look at that. Look at that, dark mode. I'm sure you can tell from my excitement that this software is going to get us really excited, especially if you use WordPress. All right, so now that I have this all set, why don't I go to the product? So let's head over back here to the dashboard. Okay, so I want to now go to products, and here it is. Oh, it's in draft mode. Can I activate it from here? No, I can edit it. Okay, let's remove this from draft mode to publish. I'm gonna hit update. Okay, great. So now it's updated. We're gonna go back to our products. So here we are. Stock is unlimited, and pretty much this is our product. Isn't that cool? Okay. So now that we have that, we also have a tab here for integrations, and you can see Fluent CRM is already here. We also have MailChimp, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole lot list of integrations here, since this is an online shopping cart. Okay, great. So before we go to the reports, because the reports is the last thing I want to talk about, because like I said, it is very, very, very exciting. So over here on the coupons, we can see here we have quite a lot, and creating one is easy. You can just click on that, and let's call this 50% discount. All right, so coupon code, we're going to say MAK50, and priority, I'll just leave it at that. So here we have the ability to set it as fixed or percentage. So let's say 50%. And then you can also set your minimum purchase here if you want to do, and maximum. And you can also include this with product categories, and also exclude it in case you want to exclude this from certain products that this code does not apply to. Okay, so here you can set your dates, time and date. So let's say this is towards Black Friday or whatever time. You can just go ahead, set your date here, and use up a limit. I mean, there's so much here that you can set. We also have stackable here as well. Okay, so here's our coupon code. I'm just going to hit save. So that is very, very easy to create for whatever product it is that you want to do. All right, so we also have our logs here. So this is where you can get to see what is happening throughout. So if you want to see all your successes, you'll just come over here and you can see the successes, the warnings, the failed, and so on. Okay, now, you know what's really, really exciting for me? Let's go head over back to our licenses here. So this is how the licenses is going to show. So we're going to go in for active. And once your license has been activated, you can actually see all your activations over here. So for example, we have this customer, and I want you to see how fast this is opening. Do you see that? It's just boom, and it opens up. Really, really cool. So here we have all our information. So if I click on that, it's now going to show me, I can regenerate the license over here. It's telling me that this is a 50 site license. If I come over here, it shows me the URL of the link. I mean, look at that. I mean, so I can tell what website was used with this, the payment history as well. And here we can see, we can have the lifetime value as well, which is brilliant. So it is very, very easy, to navigate this. I mean, per customer, even if you're doing, let's say, support, and Alicia here says she's got an issue with the license, boom, you can just click on her name here, and then you can see, okay, this has been completed, purchase that, and then you can come over here, premium site, you go on to this particular item, and then you can see what exactly is happening. Now, I hope that this is also going to be connected with Fluent support. That would even be awesome. I mean, it will be really more awesome. Amazing. Anyway, we also have subscriptions here. So if you have a product that has a subscription, well, this is where we have all that data. We have active, trailing, pending, intended, expired, and so on. Now, so far, I haven't seen cart abandonment, but I guess maybe that's going to be tied into Fluent CRM, because that is needed. I've seen some of my shops make a lot of money with cart abandonment. It is very, very important, and hopefully this will be shipped. Now, there's also something else that I would like to see here, but you know what? Let's talk about it towards the end of the video. Now, let's head over to our reports, because I know I spoke about this and say this was very important. So when you run a business online, the most important thing is the data. This is what shows you what is selling, what is not selling, and what you're going to sell. It's very, very important. So here, take a look at this. We have our gross summary here. It's giving us information which is, I think, very, very critical for any business. So you can see here in July, the amount here, August, September, blah, 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 which is fantastic. Now we also have quarterly here as well. Now, when I scroll down, you now start to see your gross volume breakdown, and this is comparing the years. So as you can see here, you can tell how you've been performing, and perhaps maybe you want to increase some activity, whether it's ads or whatever it is. It is showing you here as a snapshot as to what is happening. Here we have our gross volume breakdown. Again, it's giving you a summary here, increase of 25.1% over the year. You see what I mean? Okay, now here's our net income. Now this is what I'm really interested in because I want to see how much I'm making. So the net income here again is showing you in a graph, which is, I think, really, really cool. And over here we have our quarterly. Now, if we come over here now, this is where things get very, very exciting. It's now showing us per country. Now, do you know how useful this data is? Let's say you're doing Facebook advertising and you're just advertising pretty much to everyone. By looking at this, you can actually see that US is on the top. So this is where you want to put more effort. Now, if you didn't have this data, how would you know Germany is number 2? You wouldn't know that. But now this is telling you that these countries in their priority are the ones which are the top grossing in volume, which is brilliant. Now, look at this top country net income. Again, it's all broken down like this. Okay, so let's go further down. Now, here we have our top countries gross revenue, again, which is very, very important. All right, so now that we have this, take a look at this. We also have our sales. So all this is data. I mean, we haven't even, this, we're just on the reports tab. You can see here on the left, this is the reports, okay? So this reports tab has all this on the top. Isn't that amazing? So we have pretty much all the data. In fact, you know what? I don't think I've seen any software out there that sells products that has this amount of data for the user or for the shop owner. All right, anyway, let's head over here to sales. Look at that nice, pretty graph there showing us your net revenue, your orders, your new customers, items sold. I mean, this is really cool. Now, take a look at this. If I click on this drop down here, I can choose what's happening this week, this month, this year, and so on. And this kind of like reminds me of how Stripe shows its data. So, I mean, I like this. Look at this, top sold products, top sold variants, failed orders. So you can go in and pinpoint and fix where things are going wrong just by looking at this. Wow. Okay, let's head over to orders. So orders has its own tab. And again, we can really see what is happening, our average monthly net, our average monthly gross, and so on. And this is the graph that is pretty much showing us what is happening. So I can go with this option here if I wanted to. In fact, to be honest, I prefer this. Again, let's go to revenue. It's showing us all our revenue here as well. We have our refunds. We have subscriptions. And we also have data for the actual product. So depending on how you're promoting this, you can actually see what is happening here with your products, how you're selling, and so on. So as you can see, FluentCart has, in my opinion, really implemented something very special here, because from what I've seen so far, this is really, really exciting. Now, I know once we add all our data here, we would like to present it a certain way. Does this make it easy for us to present our data on our website? Let's take a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new page over here. And I'm just going to call this test page or product. I'm not sure if we have a product page here, but it doesn't matter. All right. So right now I'm just using, this basic Cadence. I think it's Cadence. This is the demo. So we're not using Divi yet. And I'll tell you a bit about Divi in a moment. So here, let's see if I can just search for it. Yes. Look at this. We have Fluent products. So if I select this, look at that. We now have a grid which we can customize over here on the right. And this page is showing me all the products. Look at that. I mean, isn't that really cool? So now with this selected, I have all my options here, my grid options. I can go in, it starts from view mode. I can set this to list like that. So you can actually have this for different types of pages. Okay, so product filter option. I can enable the filter here. Look at that. Apply filter. Boom, just like that. Wildcard filter. Okay. Now let's head over down here. We also have the styling. We can go in and change the button background color. And look at that. Ideally, your color here needs to match your branding, of course, but we can, we can make all these adjustments. Our text is fine. Hover background. We also have our badges. We also have our view switcher. We also have our product card here. Look at that. We can actually change the background color of our product card. Look at that. So you can customize. In fact, I'm going to leave it as it is. We have the border color here, title color. There's so much we can go in and customize. And I really like the fact that we can go in and tweak this until we are happy with what it looks like. So here we also have the filter. I mean, look at all this filter, background, border. There is just so much we can do here. Okay, so this is how we add our products. But like I said, we can specify what products we need to add over here. Okay, so let's just close out of here. And if you want, we can publish this. And let's see. Oops. Okay, let's view the page. And there we go. We have our filter here if we need to. So let's say, I know something is called demo in here. Let's search. Okay, there we go. Demo digital subscription, demo whatever. If we click here, now we have this as a pop-up as well. We can click on buy now. I mean, what more can you ask for? Isn't this amazing, right? So far, this is working with the Gutenberg blocks. But when I spoke to the CEO of FluentCart, he also mentioned that they'll be doing something for Divi, which will be amazing. Imagine having a Divi module for FluentCart. I mean, this is going to be super, super amazing. Anyway, let's head over back here and edit the page. Let's see what else we can do here. So let's say we delete this. Okay, so Fluent products. Okay, so let's search again so I can show you. So here we also have the search bar, the direct checkout. We also have the add to FluentCart. So if we add this, we can actually search for our products here. Do you see how that just came up? And you can start searching for your products. So this can be kind of like a directory, right? Where you can just go in quickly, search for the product, and then choose all your products that you want. And then you can say select, or you can reset it. Pretty cool. Okay, let's head over back. Okay, we're gonna reset that. Now, if I come over here again, let's search for our Fluent. So we have our add to FluentCart, we have our direct checkout, we have our product search, which you've just done, products details button, and a pricing table. Now I know pricing tables, definitely you want that. So here I can search for the product. So let's say I want a pricing table for these two products. Okay, and maybe this one. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but here we go. So now that I have this, I am going to save and then view the page. Okay, so do you see now? I know it's a bit clunky here because this is the recommended one. And now it's one time. So it takes all the data from the actual product and creates a pricing table for you. And that's the pricing table. Look at that. Now, this type of things just put a smile on my face. A pricing table can be very complicated to create, and just having it easy, just like that, is really cool. So now I can go and click on Buy Now or Add to Cart. Boom. And now it's on my Add to Cart. If I click on Buy Now, boom, I'm now purchasing it. But it only took a few clicks to set it all up. Look at that. Wow, this is really, really cool. Okay, so let's talk about what I would like to see in the future, or before this is launched, or as upcoming features. So sales funnels is something that is very, very important, especially for anyone who wants to create digital products. So you want to have your upsells, your downsells, and so on. And that needs to be very, very easy to create. And I hope that this is something that's going to be included in FluentCart. Not maybe now, but for the future, because this feature is very, very, very important. I wouldn't want to really go and buy a third-party product that is going to come and create sales funnels for FluentCart. I mean, that won't really work. If they can incorporate this, and Joel, if you're listening, please do consider this. That would be really, really awesome. The second thing that I would like to see here is a complete integration with Fluent CRM. We should be able to make pretty much automatic triggered emails when someone refunds. It needs to send an email out, cancel the license, and just automate the whole thing. And also support. The support has to be also linked into FluentCart so that when you go to the support tab, you can actually see what tag the person has. And if you want to perhaps upgrade their membership, you can just add a tag like how we already do as we speak right now with FluentCart. And no, with Fluent CRM and there's too many Fluents. Fluent CRM and Fluent Support. If you add a tag and it's all automated, it just applies all the automations that are needed. So imagine having that with FluentCart. That would be awesome. Abundant carts. That as well. Maybe I've missed it, but that would be really awesome as well. But overall, I am super impressed by what I've seen so far. The speed of this product is out of this world. I mean, it is crazy. Right now, as we speak, on Divi University, I was just about to set up WooCommerce. And then this came along. I mean, I've been playing around with this for a few days, and I'm one of the few people that also got access to this. And I'm super excited with the future of FluentCart and how really fast it is. I'm sure this is one of those game changer products coming to the WordPress space. So let me know what you guys think in the comments box below. I'm super interested to hear what you think. And can this take over, or at least be a solid option or alternative for WooCommerce, or maybe other products like SureCart and StudioCart as well? Let me know in the comments box below. Until next time, thanks for watching, and don't forget to sign up on diviuniversity.com. It's a free platform for Divi users. Go ahead, sign up, and hang out with other subscribers. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Wow.